For centuries, the story of the Tower of Babel has fascinated believers, historians, and archaeologists alike. A towering monument built by humanity to reach the heavens, and a God who shattered their unity. But what if the biblical tale of Babel isn't just a myth? What if it was inspired by a real event, a real tower, built by a civilization that mysteriously vanished? This is the real story of the Tower of Babel, a civilization erased. The story comes from the book of Genesis, chapter 11. After the great flood, humanity spoke one language and lived together on the plains of Shinar, ancient Mesopotamia, known today as Iraq. Determined to make a name for themselves, they said, "Let us build a city and a tower whose top may reach unto heaven." But according to the Bible, God saw their pride and said, "Let us go down and confuse their language, so they may not understand one another." The city was abandoned, and its name became Babel, meaning confusion. For millennia, many thought it was just an origin myth, a poetic story about human arrogance. But archaeology tells a different story. In the ruins of ancient Babylon, archaeologists uncovered evidence of an enormous ziggurat, a step pyramid dedicated to the god Marduk. Its name, Etemenanki, meaning house of the foundation of heaven and earth. According to ancient texts, it stood nearly 300 feet tall, the tallest structure of its time. Greek historians like Herodotus wrote of it in awe, describing a tower of 7 levels that reached towards the sky. To the people of Babylon, it wasn't just a building, it was a bridge between heaven and earth. Sound familiar? For years, historians debated whether the Tower of Babel ever existed, until a single artifact changed everything. In 2017, researchers studied a clay tablet discovered a century earlier. It showed a step tower labeled Etemenanki, and most shockingly, the figure of a king with a conical hat, identified as Nebuchadnezzar II, the ruler who rebuilt Babylon in the 6th century BCE. In the inscription, Nebuchadnezzar writes, "I have completed Etemenanki, the tower reaching the sky, the marvel of all nations." This wasn't myth, it was a declaration. The Tower of Babel was real, and its builder was one of the greatest kings in human history. But what happened to this magnificent civilization? Why did it vanish, leaving only ruins buried beneath sand and time? The answer lies in a tragic mix of war, natural disaster, and human pride. After Nebuchadnezzar's death, Babylon fell into chaos. The Persians conquered the city. Later, Alexander the Great dreamed of rebuilding the tower, but died before he could. By the 1st century BCE, the once great Babel lay in ruins, swallowed by the desert. The symbol of unity had become a warning that no empire, no matter how powerful, can defy time. But even if the tower itself was destroyed, its legacy shaped human history. The biblical story of confused languages might be an ancient memory of something real, a time when tribes and nations began to diverge linguistically after the collapse of Babylonian power. Linguists have found that many world languages trace back to a handful of ancient roots, perhaps the echo of a time when humans truly shared one tongue. And in the heart of Babylon's ruins, inscriptions still carry a silent message that our greatest strength, unity, can also become our greatest weakness when driven by arrogance. Some historians see the Tower of Babel as a metaphor, not just for ancient humanity, but for us today. Our towers are made of steel, code, and ambition. We reach for the heavens through skyscrapers, space programs, and artificial intelligence. But the story warns, progress without humility leads to division. The more we build, the less we understand one another. Sound familiar? The Tower of Babel may have fallen, but its spirit lives on, in every civilization that dreams of touching the stars. Perhaps the lesson of Babel isn't about punishment, but about balance, between ambition and wisdom, unity and individuality, heaven and earth. The real Tower of Babel wasn't just a monument, it was a mirror, reflecting what humanity is and what it could become. This was the real story of the Tower of Babel, a civilization erased.